What's going on, YouTubers? East New York's finest, hosted by Mike. What is good in your hoods? Yeah! Anyhow, this video is just basically kind of like, not really an update, but more like a video vlog of basically what I've been getting and what I've been doing, what my plans are, things of that nature. I don't believe in sitting back and begging people for stuff. I don't, nor do I think, excuse me, I'd ever do a Patreon account. I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like if people want to get paid or have people help them, or people want to donate to people's cause or to people's channels because they give nostalgic, nostalgic videos, and or just take people back. Some people just love to do what they do, and I got no problem with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad at nobody for that. If I could, and if people want to, I'll have no problem sending you my info to send me anything. It doesn't have to be money. It could be toys you want to, even opinions. The funny thing is, my old Mike Son 007 channel was so controversial, but I was one of the big dogs in the YouTube community, whether in a positive and or negative way. But because I felt it was getting more negative attention, I decided to get rid of it. I think if I kept it now, I'd be probably one of the biggest or infamous, iconic people up here. Again, whether it was for positive and or negative. But I decided to get rid of the channel because it was just too much drama and too much trolling and just too much nonsense, and I'm not that kind of person. So I got rid of that channel. I do have regrets. I think I should have definitely kept the channel. Even with the videos up there, I should have just left everything the way it was. I think I'd be real huge in YouTube right now. But, what are you going to do? I don't get the views and stuff I think I know I deserve, because I've always came up here. I never basically came up here and never really attacked anybody that didn't deserve it or came at me. I just basically always gave my honest opinion on companies and what companies were doing, and it's just ironic on how I did that, and I basically got criticized, trolled, and hated for my own opinion. And we live in a society today where, I was gonna say somebody's name, but I'm not gonna put them in it because they already try to cancel him. But, this country, this world has just become, like, pathetic on how, people like me are considered aggressive or narcissist or confrontational, when people like me don't believe in that, talk about you behind your back. I'm a straightforward, right in your face kind of guy. So that, plus the fact that I'm black, I'm militant, and I am threatening looking. I don't have that non-threatening black Lenny Kravitz, or old skinny Dave Chappelle look. So that basically makes a lot of people uncomfortable, because I have this ghetto, aka angry, mean, urban black militant look and demeanor about me, which that's not the case. Anybody who's ever met me, I have people that I've met over the course of 6 months to a year who wear like this, and they love me. Whether they're white, Asian, whatever. When people meet me in person, I have a good bond with a lot of people, because they're like, yo, this guy's not like what I thought. And mainly, people judge you on your own opinions, and you don't even attack them. You just speak bluntly straight truths. Like, a lot of people, especially a lot of blacks, don't like Candace Owens because she spits the truth. And, the truth hurts. And a lot of people don't like hearing it, so they get upset. And I think that's pathetic and idiotic and childish. I think everybody should respect everybody's opinion, whether they agree with it or not. Just because you don't agree with somebody's opinion don't mean you have to attack them and hate them because you have different views. That is just retardedly stupid, or stupidly retarded. Neither one of those are, sentenced words. But you guys catch my drift. Anyhow, moving on. So, as of late, I have been doing okay. Like today, I spent almost $300 thrifting, and I did get about four bins, like clear bins to put my stuff in, because I have to not only just build my toys back down in the basement again, but I have to also protect them. So I'm also buying bins, so that costs money. So you figure I got close to, you figure what? 3 of them were $3.99 each, so 8 and 8, so that's 12. So you figure with tax, that's like $13 and change. Then the other one was $2.99, excuse me. So you figure that one being $2.99, so 13. So that brings it up to about $17 and change, almost $18 right there. And then they had a lot of Hot Wheels cars, like a lot of the Hot Wheels single pack cars that you get in Walmart or Target for like 94 to 99 cents. Some cars are older cars from a couple of years ago, so I'm guessing most cars are anywhere from $1 to maybe $3 or $4 tops. But unlike a lot of other thrift shops, this particular thrift shop today, I very rarely see them pack cars like that. To where I notice it, and being at $5, you get about anywhere from 7 to about 10 cars per bag, and I thought that was pretty sufficient considering that. You figure 5 cars is it's $4.99 bag, so you figure 5 cars is it's like $5.40. So you figure if I do like $1.25 each car, just for 5 cars, that's already $1. What? That's like what $1? That's like $5.25 right there. No, 5 cars no, I'm sorry, $6.25. So basically, I'm already at like a 70% profit off of 5 cars. So you figure the other 3 to 4 cars at $1 each. That's money. That adds up. You know what I mean? Especially if you got like 6 or 7 bags. Then I had some of the a couple of the Matchbox 5-packs, and then some of the Hot Wheels 5-packs. And those were, I think, $3.99 each. And you figure they mainly sell from anywhere from $5-10 a pack. Ordinarily, I can't think of the word. You guys know what I mean. Ordinarily, I've been sitting here for an hour, and now my boy David called me. Let me tell this nigga I'm gonna call him back. Everybody always call me and wait to call me when I'm in the middle of something. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, David, I'm gonna call you back. Everybody does that. My wife, everybody. I've been sitting here for an hour before I decided to do this video. Then all of a sudden I get these phone calls. It's always like that, man. It's crazy. But anyhow, so I already forgot the hell I was saying. Oh yeah, so with the Hot Wheels cars. So I got Hot Wheels cars today. I got some Super Soakers along with some Nerf guns. I do want to calm down a little bit on the Nerf guns, but if I do get real good Nerf guns for a decent price, I'd pick them up. If I do get regular mediocre pistols and stuff for like $2 or $3, depending on what they are, I'll get them. Because, in due time, that accumulates. But I am going to start slowing down on them, and I'm only going to start getting more more ammo, more magazines and stuff like that. Because when people do buy my Nerf guns, like I did very well. The year before last, I did pretty good very quickly. Last year when everything opened up, I did good. I did very good. I definitely made money in my profit like the first 15 or so Nerf guns I've sold. But it was kind of slow. I made it, but then it's hard to explain. And I had so many left over that I could have gave the other 75 away for free and still made a profit. But this year I'm gonna do things a little different. Obviously, the more you hold on to stuff, things accumulate. But Super Soakers are something that I'm really, really trying to strive for, just due to the fact that the Super Soakers, and when it gets warm and stuff, and summer is coming back around, live to see. Especially considering where this world is going now. Hopefully I have a lot more water guns. I need to start paying more attention to those than Nerf, unless the Nerf guns are real big, expensive guns, like one I actually got today, which was I already forgot the name of it. But it is like a dual cannon, and it has like a piece, this plastic piece that you can press it down with both thumbs, and it's like a trigger. So you can get a tripod for it. And, Nerf guns, they're interchangeable. You can add a lot of different parts and stuff to them. And the more parts you have per gun, the more expensive the gun is. Nerf guns is something that people love. It is good fun, but I've never let my kids play with fake swords. Even during Halloween when they dressed up, and I got them ninja outfits and stuff, I never let them play with the swords, anything like that. I never let them play with water guns, nothing. I'm not saying it's bad for others. I just didn't want to give my kids the idea that guns were cool, whether they're water pistols or not. But it doesn't mean I won't sell them to other people that don't mind playing with them and stuff like that. And they do have Nerf groups, like they have paintball groups. You would believe it or not, there are a lot of people out there that do that stuff. So anyway, not really much in the action figure department. Obviously, Saturday, it was a crazy day at the market. This guy named Wally that I know from Belmore, Long Island, at the Belmore Flea Market that's open on Sundays, but they're seasonal. And how we met was kind of like, yeah, it was crazy. But he's actually okay, but his prices were ridiculous on the stuff he had. But I guess he was working deals out with people. He was definitely starting off more than just beyond eBay. I mean, this guy was really starting at some outrageous, you got to be out your damn mind prices, but people were buying. And he must have had like 50, 60 people. I mean, people were stepping over each other, almost falling and tripping over each other and over tubs, over stuff on the floor. And the stuff wasn't spectacular. He did have a lot of old stuff. I don't even know if he got rid of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. He wanted $800 for 45 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with weapons. Now, if they were all complete, I think that would have been a great deal just on that. And then he had that big bin that had some vehicles along with weapons and stuff. I actually got the bin. And then he wanted just $300 just for the bin. Now, obviously, it would have been a great deal if it was the actual Technodrome in there. And or along with at least any of the news vans and or especially the balloon for the blimp. The blimp is in there, but it doesn't have the balloon part. Now, that would have been a great steal. Either way, he kept working the price out with me, and as he knew I was leaving, he worked another price out, and I think I paid like $160 or $150 something. I paid between $150 and $170 for just that bin of miscellaneous turtle parts, vehicle parts, and a couple of vehicles and stuff. And I think that even at $300, the stuff I got would have been worth it. Because I'm actually accumulating a lot of vintage turtle stuff. So that was a pretty good buy. I left the figures behind because, I asked him would he sell some figures separately. He wouldn't. He said there's 45 in here, but when I looked through a lot of them, he did have a couple. I think he had like one Mauser, a couple of foot soldiers, but I noticed that some of the figures I did have their weapons didn't have all of them. Then some of the other figures that had weapons didn't have the weapons they should have had. So I definitely thought even at 300 was too far-fetched, because I figured at $10 to $15 a pop, maybe even 15, just due to the fact that a lot of them did not have the original weapons or weapons that even went to them. And for me to turn around and make a profit off of it, it was not feasible for me to even pay $350 for it, or even $300. I was even at $150, I probably would have still been like, nah, because I did buy the his Kenner Robin Hood Prince of Thieves playset. It was like it was like all the vehicles. It's only missing one figure. It had like I think 2 or 3 extra Robin Hood type figures, but it had Zim, which is like as the witch called him, the Painted Man. But I don't know if they released the girl that the sheriff of Nottingham was trying to marry, that Kevin Costner had to rescue. I forgot that actress' name, but I always thought she was pretty. And I don't think they made the witch, but they did make Morgan Freeman's character, which was called Azim. Then you had Christian Slater's character, which supposedly had been Robin Hood, aka Kevin Costner's character's brother, which I think his name was Will something. I already forgot the last name. I think Will Scarlet or something like that. And then of course you had Robin Hood himself. You have Friar Tuck, and of course you had Little John, and you had the Sheriff of Nottingham. So the only character that was really missing that I could remember that was a toy line was the Dark Warrior. I'm pretty sure they probably had horses in that line. I don't have any horses, and I don't have the Dark Warrior, but I do have the play set, or the tree set, what we want to call it, which is basically, and since it was a Kenner product, it was basically just a repainted version of the Ewok village from the 80s that they did for the Return of the Jedi line. That was a pretty good pickup, and I got that for a really good deal. He wouldn't really budge on anything under 150. So we settled at a price, and we both was happy with it. Of course, he kept giving me the business for it, but I didn't put a gun to his head and say he had to sell it. And he also had like a nice size bin, like a bin, like maybe, let me see, probably about a little longer than that, like maybe probably about 18, I was about to say 18 feet, probably about 18 to 24 inches by maybe 10 inches and probably about 10 or so inches deep. It was like a medium bin. It wasn't like a regular size bin that you put clothes and stuff in, but it wasn't a small bin that you would put like maybe 300 or so Legos in there neither. I forgot, I think he wanted like $70-$80 for that. It was like, it had a nice Batmobile and stuff, but it was like definitely like the Kenner 4.5 inch Batman figures, like different miscellaneous genre of Batman. But nobody really, I seen it was there all morning. Nobody else wanted it. So I also look at that and take that in consideration that, of course his prices were ridiculous, but nobody wanted that stuff. So that's something else I look at. That's why sometimes I'll leave stuff behind, even thrifting, and if I see people grab it, when I see it come out the next time, like either the same day or 2 or 3 days or a couple of days or a week or so later, I'll grab it because I'm like, okay, well, the quicker people go gravitate and grab at stuff, the quicker and the more interest you would have in stuff later on in the future. Because I'm trying to accumulate a huge, crazy toy section again, because the year before last I did it, and it was pretty productive. And last year during COVID, it was just bananas. But it was probably really bananas because nobody could really go anywhere. So I had people coming to me because they couldn't find a lot of this stuff. So you never know. Being that everything's open back up again, maybe things will be slower. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I do know that, I want to accumulate a lot of toys. This time around, I'm not really jiving. Like, I'm not really playing around this year. Like, I had like a lot of loose Barbies and stuff like that, and I sold all that stuff. But I realized it's a slower sale compared to having boxed Barbie stuff. Whether the Barbie stuff is newer or older, when it's all boxed, you have a way better dominant chance of getting rid of that stuff. Same thing with Hot Wheels. I've had plenty of nice size Hot Wheels collections of stuff, and I've had people come and buy them. Whether they're modern or not, people buy them. When you have like 200 or 300 of them, they'll buy them. Heavy as hell to carry, but they'll buy them. The Barbies, I did pretty good with this. Not that it matters, but a gay couple, him and his friend came by during the COVID, and they gave me good money for the loose Barbie stuff I had. And there was a lot of it. So I did pretty okay. And then, like, of course, around the time, around April, by the time late February, early March through April came, I was just, like, selling toys for, like, a good 2.5 months out of my basement, just banging it out. I mean, I've had crazy board games, everything. This time around, when I get board games, I'm only getting games that are worth a lot. I mean, today was the exception because there was like a Pokemon, I think it was called the Tanto edition or something like that, Kanto or Tanto, something edition Pokemon Monopoly. But I opened it up, everything was in there. I know I had more blue houses than red, which I'm pretty confident. It could have either been extra blues or maybe some reds were missing. I don't really know. But the most important part, it had most of the money. All the property cards and stuff were in really good condition. It had both dice. And the more important part, it had the board. It had the actual board itself in really good condition, along with the box. And of course, it had all 6 of the pieces, which is very, very important. And it was and they had a price at $3.99 used, of course. So I got that. So every once in a while, I will get some decent Monopoly board games. The only board games I would get outside of Monopoly from now on are going to have to be like Hard Throb and stuff like that. But I've had that stuff a couple of weeks ago, a little over about a month or so now, and I've sold it to this one guy in Columbus, probably about 3 or so weeks ago. And he brought everything, and I think we did like $190 for everything, and that was like me giving it away to him. That's why he took the deal, because I've had like I had like 3 different all 3 of the Mall Madnesses. Hard Throb. It was a lot of good games in there, but every time I brought them out, nobody was buying them. Everybody just kept asking me how much, and they knew it was worth $60, $70, and they was trying to offer me $5. Everybody was like, I'll do $5, I'll do $10. I said $10 on a $70 game sold on eBay? Like, that's crazy. And they was like, yeah, well, I said, nah, I'll pass. And that's what I kept doing. So when he showed a lot of interest, I just dumped it all off to him, and I didn't lose money, but I didn't really gain because, you know, he can get easily the 190 back just on 3 of them, and he knew that. That's why he took everything. And it was like 12 board games. And I've actually decided to get rid of all my stuff. I don't know if you guys remember, but a while ago, this is probably around the summertime, because I think Big Bad Toy Store put up the pre-orders for the 3-0 Power Rangers. The 3-0 is it 3A or 3? No, excuse me. The 3-0 1/6 scale Power Rangers. I have seen 3-0 stuff years ago when they did those robotic what do you call that when you that kit bashing? There's a certain word. Can't think of it right now. You know, like when you paint stuff and you whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, I forgot what they call those robots. It was like different types of like weird 1/6 scale type robots. It wasn't really my thing because I didn't really see no place for them, being that they weren't licensed. I didn't really see any place for them around and or with my Hot Toys at the time. So it really wasn't my thing. But they look nice, but it wasn't for me. And over time, there's a lot of companies that do just as good, if not even a better job, at a way better, way cheaper, price than what Hot Toys is doing. And you know, you got companies like Interbay. Interbay is almost up there though with Hot Toy prices. I don't know if Interbay is still doing stuff that much, but I know 3-0's been really killing it, and you get great quality stuff for almost 60 to 70% cheaper than what Hot Toys and Sideshow is doing for 1/6 scale figures. They may not be as bigly, that's not really a word, but they may not be, I don't even know. But anyway, they are reputable. And I think 3-0 and 3A make pretty decent stuff. Maybe the 3A stuff were the ones that made those war type robots. Those robots were badass though. Like all these different like 1/6 scale robots. But you know, they had like weird paint wash to them, and they had like a distinctive paint chemical smell that people loved. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The ones out there who've been collecting 1/6 scale for a long time. I just can't think of the name and can't remember if 3-0 and or 3A did it. But I promised that if I did, when I got, because I had a huge Megazord collection. I've always been more of a Megazord than a regular Power Ranger figure guy, but I always said if they made some banging 1/6 scale Power Rangers, licensed Power Rangers, because I like the insignia and everything. I always liked the original Mighty Morphin. I've always been a Mighty Morphin guy. I can't say I grew up because I was a grown ass man when that stuff came out, like on early 90, 91, 92ish. And they always remind me of like Ultraman meets Voltron live. Of course, you know, the acting and the choreograph, you know, corny karate moves and stuff is what made the show. It reminded me, like I said, Ultraman. I grew up on I grew up. I was already grown. Anyway, I grew up. You can say I did grow up with Ultraman because, you know, I mean, that was a long time ago. Then, you know, I grew up around the Chokogan robots and the Shoguns, whatever the hell you want to call them. I'm from that era when, you know, back with the Diaclone robots and all that stuff, way before there was Transformers and or GoBots, you know, and, you know, this stuff started coming out in the 70s, way before Transformers and stuff hit the scene. Because Transformers is older, it's just as old as G.I. Joe, if not even older, because the Diaclone stuff came out, you know, before Hasbro and Takara and Tomy, you know, came on the market with the Transformer brand. Or the Transformer named brand with Hasbro and, like I said, Takara and Tomy. But anyway, getting back to the Mighty Morphin, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I thought the price was very, very cheap. I mean, you're getting 6/1/6 scale figures. Really good quality, very good figures for $549. That is a steal. And now they're doing the pre-orders for the white Power Ranger, and the white Power Ranger is like what, 130 or 139, like it's somewhere between 130 and 140. Now I picked up the G.I. Joe Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes from 3-0. I picked that up at the Woodbridge Toy Show this past Sunday. When I went, down to Columbus Flea Market with my boy Tony, and then I said, yo, let's hit the toy show. Because we made good timing. We was ready on the road. We was ready on I-95 coming back up at right under 10 a.m. I think it was like around 9 something. And when we got there, I think we was like maybe 15 to 20 something minutes from opening for the public. Which they open at 10. They open at 9 for like, I guess, wholesalers and stuff. And then for regular public, they open at 10. And it was a one-day event, and actually this show was a lot better. They had less G.I. Joes, but it was a lot better than the first time I went with Isaiah. Me and Isaiah, the BO, aka the body odor, and it was disgusting. It was like people just came out the house, didn't wash their butts. Some people just smelled like if they helped 20 people move the day before, and this was like in the summertime, so it was crazy. So a lot of people's BOs just people smell like burned old ham. I mean, all types of smelly smells. And I have a very sensitive nose. So, yeah. I mean, I can smell people's feet through their sneakers. That's how I always had that sensitive nose. But anyway, it was actually a good show. Tony brought some stuff. He brought some real expensive 110 scale cars that were beautiful. Like, I probably, if I would have saw it first, I probably would have brought it. And he got them real cheap, and they go for ridiculous money. But he knows his shit when it comes to cars. Speaking of cars, he brought a big bin of like maybe almost 200 164 scale. I think that's what you call it, the regular Hot Wheels. He got a big bin of that with a couple of red lines in there, which I think, he did good. He did good what he brought in Columbus. He liked the market. I told him it was good, and he's seen how it was, so he's like, okay. And I was like, dude, when it gets warmer, you're gonna love this market. You're gonna wish this market was like this on Saturdays. But I told him the best days to go is Thursday and Saturdays are the days you always want to come to the market, because Thursdays vendors do come, and Sundays is when vendors come too. But on Thursdays you get to, you get to deal with vendors, and you get to deal with the Amish people, because the Amish people are open on Thursday, they're not open on Sundays, due to their religion and whatnot. So it was actually pretty productive. We both came there to pull both places with money, and we came back almost with nothing. Well, we came out with a nice product, but not that much money in our pockets. We both did well. We both was happy with what we got. So I got three 1/6 scale 3-0 pieces. I got the Nemesis Prime. I mean, I got it for a good deal. The guy gave it to me. He had 200 on it, which I think was about $40 or $60 cheaper than the other guy that had it down at Tom's River. And by the time I got the Tom's River that Sunday, like almost 2 months ago, it was bananas, man, because when I got there, it was no customers. It was just vendors. And vendors were buying from each other. And one guy, his prices were outrageous. You could tell, like, he probably didn't even make $200 that day, because the prices he wanted for his G.I. Joes and other stuff was just retarded. It was way above eBay, and it wasn't in eBay condition, most of his stuff. Some bald-headed, like, real good-shaped guy. He was there with his parents. And it was just crazy. And then he was getting offended and upset. Anyway, whatever. He didn't make money off of me because he was an asshole, as far as I was concerned. So I mean, it was what it was. And this one guy had it, and I was like, well, what's the best you would take on it? I'm glad he didn't take my offer, because I brought a lot of G1 Transformers off of this other guy. I already forgot his name. But I gave him about $400 and something for the stuff he had. He kept thanking me, and I was like, don't thank me, thank him. Because it's funny how small the world is. I happen to come from a neighboring neighborhood in Queens. I come from Arverne by the Sea in the Rockaways before we moved here. And this is ironic because this one dude, him and his girlfriend, I met them on Facebook Marketplace, and we set a date and a time for that for that Sunday at Columbus. And he said, I can meet you at Tom's River. I didn't know Tom's River was that damn far, but you know, he had some stuff for me, and I got a great deal on the stuff he had, and yeah, I still got everything he had because, you know, I'm accumulating it. A lot of NECA figures, some Marvel Legends. I mean, some good shit. And I wound up buying a lot of stuff. I spent about $1,400 that day, which I was only going out to give him money. And I'm talking about $1,400 outside of what I gave him for his stuff. And he was the reason why I went to the Tom's River show. And then ironically, Star Wars Mike didn't tell me that he was going. I told him, I said, I got to go to Tom's River and pick up stuff at this show. He could have told me, oh yeah, I'm going to the show too, but he didn't. But, you know, he went there, and a guy we both know named Brian was also there. So I got some stuff off of Brian, too. Brian also sells, and he does toy shows as well as sell at Columbus, too. So it's just funny how small the world is. And then the guy who I went down there to initially meet comes from Ozone Park, Queens, which is a couple of A train stops away from where we came from in Auburn by the Sea. And it's ironic, and here he is going to Jersey to a toy show. He gave me a great price on the stuff, and that's how I got a lot of stuff from people. So it was amazing, man. It's like, you know, the world is small. That's why I tell people, man, don't dupe people over, and, you know, treat everybody the way you want to be treated, because the world is so small. You never know when it comes back around again on you. So yeah, so that was that. And what did I pick up yesterday? Yesterday I didn't pick up really much of it. I mean, I got stuff, but I don't even remember what the hell I got. Today was today was a pretty productive day. I think they put out maybe 9 or so bags of wrestlers. Of course, Pablo was a lot quicker than I am. I'm an old man with semi-arthritis, you know, due to, you know, I mean, I had bone cancer. And then on top of that, me having bone cancer and then losing all that weight with being diabetic doesn't help the fact that I'm in remissions from bone cancer as well. So that has a lot to do with my joints, and I've gotten into a couple of motorcycle accidents. I used to full contact fight back in the 80s and stuff like that, all the way up to the 90s too. So all that takes a toll on your body physically as well. So I couldn't, you know, and it's funny because I knew the stuff was coming out, but the lady was bringing this stuff almost in Pablo's direction, and, you know, and management don't like us grabbing at stuff. So I'm trying to keep from being kicked out from grabbing stuff in the cart. But at the same time, I'm trying to grab stuff. So people kind of hovered, and, you know, Pablo's just a lot quicker. And when Pablo wants something, he gets aggressive, extremely aggressive. That's my man, but he does get crazy aggressive. So he was grabbing that stuff, and I don't want nobody scratching my fingers or my hands because, again, I'm diabetic. We have to take care of our hands and our feet extremely cautiously. We have to take care of our feet and our hands even more so than the rest of the body, because, you know, you have less blood circulation in your hands and feet. That's why during the cold and stuff, those are the first things to get cold, because, you know, you have less of everything in your hands and your feet. And doctors tell you, protect those even more so than the rest of your body, if so. So I wasn't trying to, you know, risk getting cut or hurt by anybody, because whether I'm cool with you or not, I may get upset and hit somebody. Whether I'm real cool with you or not, you know, if I get cut or somebody scratch blood out of me, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be to the point where all bets are off, you know, and I may physically attack you, whether I like you or not, just because, like, there's no reason to be that retardedly aggressive. So I think I grabbed like 3 bags. I get like that, you know. I'm not a passive person, but I'm not going to fight. I don't like arguing. I'm not going to fight with anybody over stuff I have to pay for. That's just ridiculous. So sometimes when people get aggressive, I grab what I could, and I see them grabbing. So when they put stuff down, they can't, if something drop, I'll grab. And that's how I got the 3 bags I got, which is ironic because it was just meant, because being that she was grimy or trying to bring stuff directly to him, she thought she was being slick. And I called her out on it. And she knew she was wrong. And then I try to do her the favor, because she gets in trouble and gets screamed at because people go in her car. But because she pulled that crazy stuff in the afternoon, now I'm just going to discard everything. And she gets screamed at and gets in trouble. Hey, it is what it is. I tried playing by the rules and keeping her out of harm's way and getting screamed at. And she's like trying to bring stuff only to his direction. That pissed me off. And because it was meant to be, I got the 3 best of all of the bags anyway. So it was just meant for it to go down that way. You know, like they said, when you truly do grimy shit, grimy things happen to you. So I got the better of out of 10 or so bags. I got the better out of the 3 anyway. Not to mention the other 2. I think 1 or 2 wrestling bags I got earlier anyway. Along with I got about 4 or 5 wrestling rings now. So I try to accumulate and keep that stuff. Like I said, I'm accumulating a lot of stuff. So I'm all over the place with all this. And like I said, the more you accumulate, the more you sell, the more better adapt you become at accumulating and holding on to better stuff. Take all the toys you can get, sell that stuff, and just sell that stuff and just keep recycling that money while you're accumulating the better stuff to hold on to. Because like my plan now is to start doing toy shows. I want to start doing toy shows myself. And one thing I learned from going to everything from the Big Apple Toy Show years ago at Columbus Circle in Manhattan, New York, all the way to going to garage sales, flea markets, all types of different toy shows and events all over the U.S. For years, one thing I noticed is at toy shows, loose, good stuff goes way quicker than box stuff, because everybody's going to bring box shit. But it's the certain specific loose stuff, depending on your price and how complete and how the condition is, the loose stuff, especially vintage stuff, is always going to go quicker or just as quick as newer stuff, unless it's a real high-end piece. Like, for instance, at the Woodbridge show, this one dude had the G.I. Joe classified Ollie Viper. He wanted $100 for it. He said they're going for like around $2, but when I looked it up, I seen them anywhere from $70 to $225 sold. So if I seen it from like minimum $150 and up, I would have tried to work out maybe $80 to $90 for it. But since I've seen it anywhere from 70 something up to $2 for the same Ollie Viper, because the Japanese or the Ollie Viper that's not U.S. ready yet, the blue and the orange is slightly darker than the regular American release. I seen all that stuff when I was looking it up, and I was like, nah, he can keep it. He was there all day, and well, who knows? It probably did sell. I'm not too sure. And I was like, well, I'll come back. I'll come back around if I'm interested. I said, I know you hear that all day because I'm a reseller too, and I hear that, but I gotta walk around and see what else I can find, and if I can find something I really, really want. And I wound up getting the 3-0 Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes from this one dude. He only wanted $300 for both. Which, when you think about it, they are around. I think they go for around. I think they sold for like $129 or $140, somewhere between $130 to $150 from Big Bad Toy Store anyway for the pre-order. But you got to take in consideration not only you pay taxes, and you got to pay for shipping. So I thought paying $300 for the both of them was good. Then the other guy with the Nemesis Optimus, he had a price at $200, and I said, yo, I'll do $150 right now. That motherfucker said done real quick. So me and Tony both looked at each other. We both was like, oh shit, and we both thought about it. We both said, damn, we wish the other guy was like that, because I was standing there with the guy for almost 25 minutes, debating with him, trying to get the Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes for a better price, but he wasn't budging. But this dude here, real quick, he was quick to take the $150 for that Nemesis Optimus Prime. But I was cool with it, so it was what it was. So we both, it was what it was. So outside of that crazy, out half an hour story of all this craziness, I'm going to show you what I got from this one lady who said she had a whole bunch of G.I. Joes. She was selling for $5 a pop. She said she made a couple of $100 off of them. So if she was selling G.I. Joes for $5 a pop, she must have had over 40 of them. But she had this. I knew I didn't have this, and I've seen this a couple times in Eddie's old storage that he sold to this. He sold everything to this one guy in Clifton. He's no longer in Clifton. He's now in Lodi. I don't know if he has parts for this. I already forgot the name of the damn thing again, but it is a Cobra vehicle. It is missing parts, obviously. What would I be without G.I. Joe stuff that I don't have to Frankenstein? So it is missing the hose. There's a hose that connects to this thing right. Oh, if I can get my hand there, to this thing right here. This thing is missing like a little tip that goes on here, and then that is a black thick hose that connects from there. Well, let me get it right. From here up to this cannon, and then is missing another cannon that looks almost similar to this gun up here, this gray gun. It goes back here. This actually is like a control area for a Cobra guy. So it's missing here, and it's missing, where is it? And it's missing these two like gray clippy things that go right here and in these holes, one here and one on this side as well. And it holds these foam orange missiles. It holds two of them, and the other one just goes right on top of this. So it's missing all three of the missiles. It's missing the missile holders. It's missing the holes and the tip that connects, or when you press this down, it has air. The air goes through the holes, and it makes the missile shoot up. And believe it or not, this stupid thing is actually real rare. It's a rare piece when it's complete. But when it's like this, it's only worth 20 something bucks. But it's like I paid $5 for it, because I got this and I got a WWF Attitude Era Chris Benoit on card from her. And that, believe it or not, he only goes for around 25 or 35 bucks. I guess he's not really that popular, because a lot of people still think he killed his wife, son, and did it himself. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I'm smart, so I don't really think that. I don't know what foul play or what happened or what went on, but I don't think he did that. I think that was a homicide, and to made up to look like. Maybe I could just be saying that because I am a real huge fan of Chris Benoit, but I can't see nobody being that distraught, regardless of how sickly or mentally ill his child is. I can't see no man strangling the life with his bare hands, killing his child. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. But that's another story. And they don't make anything from him anymore. Vince McMahon would not have it, because the horrificness of that tragedy. So when I saw that, I just thought it'd be worth a lot more than what it was worth. But again, I only paid $15 for that and this G.I. Joe Cobra thingamajig that I just showed y'all. And then last week, I wound up getting a Night Creeper. And a Night Creeper, where's this snow job at? I know he's up here somewhere, because I didn't put him in my collection, because I'm still debating if I want to, because I just like my boy Dave, who just called me a little while ago, I'm really trying to just build a collection of just 82 to 94 G.I. Joes. Will I get into like the repaints of like here's the Night Creeper that I got. I'm trying to find that Snow Job. Oh, here it is. So I already put new O-rings in him. Snow Job was in half, but look how beautiful he looks. And some of these are nice, so I just decided I'm gonna keep them. I don't care. And of course, look at the condition of. It's ironic. Look at the condition he's in, almost new like, and he was actually in half. A busted O-ring. So these two came in this. And I got this at Red, White, and Blue last week. And of course, this is also missing stuff. But you would expect this to be missing stuff since you're getting it thrifting. So both of these were actually in here. And I'm glad that the people who processed didn't know how to open it up, or probably really didn't pay no attention to it. Because if they did, they definitely would have took these out and put these in a bag and charged a different price. This was $2.99 with an X. Whenever you see an X, that means something's broken or not right. So she put that on it. It is missing. There's like a little tube-ish wall type thing that goes here with a cannon. It's missing the other piece like this. Oh, sorry. That goes on this side, and it's missing a gun that goes right here as well. And I think the missiles, it comes with a lot of missiles. But I don't have this along with the other one that I just showed you guys. So that was pretty cool. And again, for $3, dude, that's a no-brainer So there's a lot of parts I gotta get for a lot of vehicles. So if anybody out there may have pieces for this, I'll buy it from you. You don't have to give it to me. I don't need a Patreon account. I'm trying to complete my stuff, and if anybody has parts for the battle wagon, please let me know. I'd be more than appreciative to take it off your hands and or buy it. So that would be great. Feels like something is somewhere. It's like something is somewhere. I just don't know how to get to it or figure out where it's at in this damn thing. It may be related to the fact that it takes batteries. I'm not really too sure. But whatever. So yeah, buddy. And then this, I forgot where the hell I got this thing from, but I think I had the snowcat for a while. Oh, I got this from Matt when I brought that, when me and my boy Dave, who called me a little earlier, brought that nice size G.I. Joe collection from him. This was actually in there, and I kept it. So for this, I have to get the windshield, another steering wheel, and just like my other one, I do have the missile bay, but the missile bay is broken. I mean, it still goes on, but I have to replace both of them. And it's hard to get those in great condition because those are the most sought after, lowest sought after and broken pieces on these. But I do have that pieces right down here, but I want to keep bending up and down. But this is really, really, really dirty, and I cleaned it up very, very well. Let it air dry. Nothing else is broken on this. It does have everything. Again, it just needs, right now, it does need that missile bay replacement, but so do another one I have. But this one does need the steering wheel and the windshield wiper to complete that. So I can add that to it because I already have one, so I wouldn't mind having two. And the same thing for the Vamp 2. This Vamp 2, it needs the steering wheel. I have the roll cage. The roll cage probably just came off. It's here somewhere. I know I have it. The little thing in the back. Well, I forgot what the hell it is. And it's missing. So this is really missing the steering wheel and 3 missiles for this Vamp 2. Alright, and now this guy here, I need a lot of things for this. This is a very expensive vehicle for something that came out in, what, 94, I think? '89, damn, 1989? But this is missing a lot. This is missing so much, I may just go ahead and just try to find the whole damn thing. Because the body is actually really good on this. And I got this from Red, White, and Blue. I got this thrifting a long time ago, and I had this for a long time. So this is actually missing, I think there's a cannon that goes here. Maybe, I don't remember. But it's definitely missing the 2 side cannon things. They're big. And it's missing like 2 guns that go in the back. And I think it's missing an antenna or something here. So this is just basically like a part thing. So this may be cheaper just to get the whole damn thing instead of trying to find the parts to complete this. But if anybody knows and or have parts for this, I'll be more than happy to buy them and or you can donate them. I got no shame in my game, man. Alright, this I forgot the brother's name, but he sells a lot in Columbus. He's a Star Wars guy. And he had these. Whenever he normally gets stuff for a decent price, I'd buy it, especially considering that he does sell the mass majority of his Star Wars figures with the cards. So I got this and this from him. He gave me both pieces for $35. He had this marked at $40 by itself, and he only did $40. He's a Star Wars guy. He knows his Star Wars because it has a rip in the bottom when you open up the top here. And he wanted $40, and whatever. At the end of the day, he gave me both of them for $35. I thought that was a good deal, so I took it. So he knocked some money off, so we did that. And again, I got this from the Woodbridge Toy Show. This case, because it's a vintage Hot Wheels case, and I have been getting a lot of red lines, so I cleaned up a lot of my red lines and I put them in here. So when and or if I decide to sell off the red lines, they'll be in this vintage Hot Wheels case to be sold. So I can add a lot more in here, and I can just tell somebody this is what I want for the whole thing. Alrighty then, so that's that. That's all I got to say about that. And then this here is my bin of mask stuff that I need to complete, because yes, I do have my mask, something, my mask. I think her name is Vanessa. I need the Venom lady, I need her for this. And I think there's a female, a good guy female that comes with the Lamborghini Countach or something like that. And this is basically a list of parts that I need for my vehicles and figures that are here. Like for instance, the Hurricane. I need the roof. What does that say? Red gun and helmet. So I need the driver's helmet, the red gun, and I need the roof. For the Cliff Dagger, I need the helmet. Cliff Dagger, obviously, I need his helmet. For the Condor, I need the windscreen. For the Vampire, I need the windscreen, but I also need his helmet. For the Switchblade, I need the left wing, and I need his helmet for Miles Mayhem. For the Firecracker, I need the motorcycle. I even have the motorcycle hookup piece, which is hard to find. The Outlaw, I think I need 1 out of 2 satellites. For the Gator, I need the windshield, the barrel, and the gun. Basically, the windshield is like the little frame piece for the front of the Jeep. The barrel for the Jeep, and the gun. Alrighty then. And and then I need a Vanessa Wayfield, which is for this Nissan, whatever. Nissan or Datsun or whatever the hell it is. And then for the Buzzard, I need a Maximus Mayhem figure and a red suit. So basically, well, it's a red suit version. So I basically need the 2 sides of the Buzzard, because I have the middle piece. So I need both sides of that, and I need Maximus Mayhem. And then for the Rhino, I need a new left door, because obviously the left side mirror is broken off. And I need the roof spoiler to complete that. And then in here, I just have like miscellaneous figures that probably come with either other vehicles or they're like the little mission packs where they just don't come with, they come with little stupid things. They don't even come with other like they don't come with vehicles or whatnot. Then I got some weapons and stuff I got from Eddie on Saturday. And just miscellaneous stuff. Oh yeah, put this back in here. So that's basically that. And this I got from Tony. We did a trade Saturday for some of my Mighty Morphin Power Megazords that I have. Because he likes that stuff. So this is Slag. He is missing one of his horns, but he's in really good condition otherwise. I also picked up the hell's his name? Is it Six Shot? That's my second one I got from him. The first one is missing one of the legs, one of the feet for it when it transforms. I think it is Six Shot. But this one did have all the body parts. Neither one of them have sticker decals really, but this one obviously does. Like when it transforms, it has the other leg or foot, whatever it is. When it's in alternate mode, not robot mode. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Some other stuff as well. A lot of Lego minifigs. Just different variety of stuff. We did cash. He gave me cash and stuff, so I was happy with that. So anyway, like I was saying, when my video first started, I was saying that I said that when I did, even though they're not Megazords, they are figures, but they're 1/6 scale figures at a very cheap price. So I wound up getting all of them, and I couldn't understand why mine didn't ship yet, because I ordered them in early July. Mid to early July, I ordered them, and it was a non-refundable $70, just like the Voltron. And I called them like a month and a half ago, and I was like, listen, what's going on. When they said, oh, they didn't ship yet, then I found out they got their shipment in like mid November. Then my card declined. I'm like, that's impossible. There's no reason why my card can come. I told the lady we spoke yesterday. I said, there's no reason why my card declined. I said, I have enough of my card to buy 20 sets of these things easily before my credit card, before my debit or my bank even start to red flag it. But she said it could have been a number of things. And I said, well, I did everything correctly, so I couldn't understand it. So, make a long story short, Big Bad Toy Store screwed up something on their end, and she told me it was a mess up on our end. I apologize. So she told me how to go in and fix the stuff. I had to go in and do it manually on my side, because if not, I had to do updates and other stuff that she walked me through to do. So I did that, and it's already shipped. So not only shouldn't I have gotten these like 2.5 weeks ago. So when I do get them, I'll probably do a review on them. But I promised myself when I do get those, I was going to get rid of my Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Megazord collection. I said I'll probably just keep some Megazords, or if I do get Megazords, I would probably, just get the Legacy ones. Being that the Legacy to me are better versions of the originals. So I sold off. I did that deal with Tony. And that's what I had made a deal with my boy Jerry, who owns Tinkerbell Toys down in Allentown, New Jersey. Great guy. I met him, his boy Matt, his wife Maria, and Matt's brother back in I knew them since 2015 at toy shows, and I was doing armed security. And that's how we met. And story be told. Now look, it is 2021, and I became really good personal friends with Jerry and Matt, and Jerry's wife Maria, over the years. That just goes to show, again, the world is small. You never know, and it's just ironic. It's just funny and ironic. And anyway, so I told him, well, since I felt bad that I did a deal with Tony, but he was, he was doing what he was doing, and I was doing what I was doing. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to sell the stuff, because I already knew that I was getting my 1/6 scale Power Ranger figures, and I would prefer to have them. If I was going to have them, I would prefer them to be 1/6 scale. Because they look like real, they look, I just would prefer it, and it worked out that way. And I promised myself when I got those, I was going to get rid of my my collection anyway. And back when I had those, when I ordered them, I didn't have not one G.I. Joe set up in my other part of the man cave, or the other room, whatever you want to call it. I still had that huge vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy line, along with Street Sharks and other stuff. I had just like all types of different figures in there set up, and it looked nice, but the G.I. Joe stuff just looks beautiful. And I had a whole different array of toy lines and stuff like that. I was just all over the place with that stuff. So that was back then. So I was like, yeah, I'll get rid of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff once the 1/6 scale fix come in. And I done changed drastically since then. And yeah, so you see that pile right here. All this stuff is going to Jer. So starting with the top, actually start with the bottom, we have, I don't even know what the hell that is. Alright, maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe I should start with the top. The top, I have the Toys R Us exclusive black and gold original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. That is complete now. Actually, it's missing 2 missile pieces, but it does have the gold sword, the instruction manual. The boxes beat the shit. Then I have Serpentera. I finally said it right. That's actually brand new, never opened. I mean, that's brand spanking new. The sticker sheet, everything is new on that thing. Then you have the Falcon Zord, the Shogun. Then you have the Power Rangers in Space, Silver, Titanus. what's that? The Carrier Zord. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, of course. Then I have the original Titanus, and everything else is complete. Then I have Tor, the Shuttle Zord. Then I have the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Megazord, just like the black and gold one. And that one has everything, though. And then at the bottom, I think it's that, the hell is it? I don't know what the fuck it is. But whatever it is, he knows what it is. That box is beat to shit, too, but it does have the they all have their styrofoam. There's styrofoam and stuff to them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9 pieces. So I'm going to meet him on Thursday. So the plan is to meet him Thursday at the flea market, because I got to be back here to pick Isaiah up for $225. So at the end of the day, I have to be back on the road, coming back up here no later than, I have to be on the road at least by 1. Because when I get there at 1, I have an hour and 20 minutes to get him. And that's perfect. That's enough time, because it only takes an hour. So give or take with traffic, another 10, 15 minutes. So that should be fine. So I'll probably try to meet him in the morning, and maybe he'll bring the stuff to me, or I can meet him at the shop. So we'll play it by ear for Thursday. So maybe I'll just walk around. I don't know what I'm going to do on Thursday yet. So tomorrow evening, we'll try to work out the kinks for that. Because we don't know how the weather's going to be for Sunday. And then I have some other stuff here, too. I have the Ninja Falcon Zord, whatever the hell you call that. Then I have the White Tiger Zord, the one that comes with the White Ranger. The White Ranger is missing Saba, but they're both in really good condition. And I think the White Tiger Zord does have those little red plasticky ball things. He has his tail, which turns into his sword. And he's in really good condition. And that's always missing. And then I also have the Red Dragon Zord. Now these are loose. Then I have the Green Dragon Zord. Then I have that big Super Train. And so yeah, I'm gonna work the deal out with him on the box stuff first, and then I'm gonna try to work out something with him later with this stuff after we work this out. So everything we do has got to be quick. It's got to be quick, because I got to be back. I got to be on the road. I would prefer to be comfortably on the road by no later than 12:30, to be honest. That way it gives me more time to get back up here. You know what I mean? So the earlier and the better I get back up here, the better, obviously. So we'll figure something out for that. Figure out how we're gonna do that. If I don't like the price on this loose stuff, I'll just hold on to the loose stuff and take it back to the market and try to sell it there. I don't have to give him that stuff. But I know I should get it. I should get a pretty good price for these 9 pieces, because that Serpentera alone should be a couple of $100. That gold and black Megazord, I mean, everything here should be worth a couple of dollars, because they are all boxed. The one that might be the least will probably be Tor, to be honest. Even though some of the boxes have beat the crap, it doesn't matter. They all are boxed. And there's only, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one box Megazord that's missing pieces, and that's that the Toys R Us exclusive black and gold one. So yeah. And so we should be making a deal with that stuff, because he gave me a price on the other Megazords that I had that were loose. And it was a nice amount too. But I done sold some off to somebody else, then I sold stuff, and then I gave Tony the rest of it. So it was to the point where it was going to be probably less than what he offered anyway for that. But this stuff here is, I mean, the boxes aren't in the best condition, but they're definitely top grade as far as that goes. And I know he can use this stuff. And again, a lot of these things are in really good condition. And again, that Serpentera alone's got to be worth more than $200 or $300, because it's basically new. So outside of that, where else am I at? I had these for a while. I'm still contemplating if I'm gonna display them. These are, I think I got these thrifting, or maybe either at a I either got these thrifting or I got them at one of the flea markets. But these are the G.I. Joe Classifieds Duke and Gung Ho. I did get, when they first came out, this G.I. Joe Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow from the Target in Watchung. But the boxes are badly damaged, so they gave me 20% off because of the boxes being damaged. But that was the best they said they can do, so I took them anyway. So I paid like around $15 after with taxes, maybe $16 for both. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I already have those displayed. They've been on my floor here for they've been on the floor back here for about 4 months, 3 or 4 months or something like that. And along with these too. So I'm still contemplating if I'm going to turn around and individually sell these and or display them. I'm not really too sure yet. So I'm still stuck in them. I'm still stuck on that. Then here I have these. I got these are definitely got thrifting on. And I think they were like almost a week apart. We have here. Did I do that? Urkel. Steve Urkel. And we have Pee Wee Herman. I know you are, but what am I? I don't know if it works right, but let's see. I don't think this Urkel is a talking one, but all right. So yeah, that doesn't work. Sound like a dying mouse cursing you out while you stepping on him. Well, they're almost about the same size. I think Pee Wee Herman is slightly bigger, but the Urkel does have the I'm about to say the ties on it. It does have the tag, but they're both in really good condition. You know, and it's funny because I think I saw both of these also. I don't remember if I saw them somewhere this weekend at the flea market, or if I saw both of these again thrifting, but I didn't pick them up. I think actually they were at Columbus Flea Market, and I noticed it. That's where they were. They both were at the same person had them, and they weren't in the best condition. Because normally I would say, hey, what do you want for it? But I didn't know, and whatever. I was trying to conserve as much money as I can. Because I knew Kenny wasn't there. I did see his brother Greg. But his brother Greg said he wasn't setting up. And he said, you know, Kenny was looking for me. But, you know, he brought some stuff off of his own brother, and he left. So anyway, these I have some doll stands here. And I'll probably, if I like the way they look on the stands, I'll put them somewhere and just display them. If not, I'll put them back downstairs. I'll put them downstairs for sale. These been sitting here for like a month. Not here, but I had them for a month because I was waiting to get stands, and I finally got the doll stands for them. Also at Red, White, and Blue, because these come out quite often, quite frequently. And I have another one right here on the floor. I don't need to show you guys two of them. So if I like the way it is, and if I can find somewhere decent to put them, well, display them, I'll keep them up here. If not, I'll put them down to sell. Like I said, my whole philosophy is if I can't display it, I don't need it. And outside of that, you know, Jerry's supposed to bring me... Where is he? Where the hell is Devastator? Okay, he's over here. So I have this Devastator that I've been Frankensteining for a while. This is the G1 Devastator. So I finally, you know, I spoke to Jerry. We was on the phone talking about a lot of nice stuff because we both into the same things. Last night I did get this. This is some parts I got this Saturday from Eddie. Back over here now. I got this from Eddie, and well, not this, but you know, some more Transformer parts, and Devastator's chest piece is one of them. But I spoke to Jerry, and we video chatted and talked for hours, almost 2 hours yesterday, and I told him that I needed the original G1 part, because as you can see, the part that hold the leg to the that had legs to the body is a darker blue with orange, which I think that's for the G2 the G2 Devastator. They made two of them. I forgot what toy company did one. One is like a blue and orange, while the G1 is obviously purple and green, and the G2 is purple and yellow. So anyway, this just basically needs that back piece there, as you see, is blue and orange, to complete him. And then the G2, purple and yellow. This one, I need both forearms and fist. The fists are non-firing, unlike the G1 version. And this I actually got mass majority. I got about 4 or 5 pieces from this, thrifting. It came out in a bag with some other little cheap construction type cars. I knew exactly what they were, so I grabbed it quick because I knew what they were. I didn't even need to see the insignia to know. And then a couple of other ones. I think another 1 or 2. I want to have to buy another bag of just like other parts to get that one figure I needed, which I think it was Mixmaster, as a matter of fact, from Ralph at Columbus Flea Market to complete this. And I had to clean it very well. And when I cleaned everything, it was really, really nice. So most of his stuff was better parts than the stuff I got thrifting, but they were still good. So the only thing I'm missing on this again is the chest piece and both forearms and both fists. I think I even have the guns here somewhere. So once I get that, I'll have the G1 and G2. And then later, little by little, I'll try to find the other G2 version of this. So, Jerry's going to make sure he give me those parts. So tomorrow, actually, I think tomorrow midday, I'm going to call him to make sure and remind him. Because if I call him tomorrow night, it'll probably be, be ready to go to the market on Thursday. And he'll probably forget, because maybe he'll bring this stuff for me. Or maybe I could talk to him and see if he'll have some G.I. Joe parts and stuff out, so I can look at some stuff real quick on Thursday. So maybe I'll meet him near Thursday. Maybe I won't even drive down here until, maybe I'll drive down here at 9 or something and meet him at his shop. Because I think he opens at 9, at 10 or 11 or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out tomorrow. So last but not least, I've been talking a lot. I also got this. I think I had Serpento parts from somewhere else. And this Serpento and Chariot I did also get from that guy, Matt. I already have a Serpento, but I do need to replace. I need a cape for him, and I need to replace the other cape for the other one that I had on for a while. But this Chariot is complete, and this particular one, he does have a missing tooth over his face, and he doesn't have the cape. But this one did come from Matt, the guy that I got that G.I. Joe lot from. Well, me and Dave. So that's here. This Cobra, I got him at the show also on Sunday. Really, really good condition. It was in a little protector and everything. No weapons, no nothing, but he was like $40. The guy had him off at 60, but I paid 40. And look at that. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. So, yeah, buddy. And then last but not least, we have. Remember when I was telling you guys about the He-Man Revelations? That's a line I want to get. That's a line I would like to get into. I don't know how deep I'll go, but I do like the figures. I like the concept to it. A lot of people do like the regular He-Man stuff because it's almost like it pays almost a homage to the old packaging and almost like a 2021 articulated feel and look to the original ones that only have 5 points of articulation. Really more than that, but if you tried to do split kicks and stuff, you took the chance of popping and messing up that rubber band in the original ones, and over time it goes bad and rots anyway. That's why they don't stand very well. So a lot of people wind up getting rid of the old ones, or they replace the old ones with the new, or with the newer line because they look, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. These guys are nice. They like, like for anybody there's a lot of people out there who just collect 1/6 scale. 1/12 scale, aka 6-inch figures. And the reason why they don't do a lot of He-Man and stuff because they're not 6 inches. So for those out there who might want 6-inch figures to go along with their Marvel Legends and DC Classic figures, you have the Revelation line. Of course, the new multiverse DC figures you can't really do because, you know, McFarlane stuff is 7 inches, not 6. These are, I mean, the Battle Cat is really articulated very well. The He-Man is really, really nicely articulated, but they didn't take in consideration that with He-Man, and I'm pretty confident Skeletor as well, if they come out with a Panther version of this, which they should, like, the He-Man does not sit very well on Battle Cat. It does not, like, he should have had better and wider hips to sit more flush with this, considering the fact that you gave a Battle Cat for a figure that's supposed to sit on him. And this is fucking 2021. There's no reason why the old He-Man from 1984 sits flush with a 1984 Cringer or Battle Cat. But here it is, you know, 2021, and you guys, and you know, they could not use their brains to find a way to make this damn thing fit better. Like that, this makes no sense. Like, look at that. Like, it's like he's almost in a galloping. You know, there's no foot straps or nothing. Like, I think it's like poorly made. The mask does not sit right on Battle Cat. Like, it just comes right off. It's like you have to like kind of slide it and kind of guide it to make it fit. Where it's like these little molded things that kind of like is kind of like fitted for his ears, and that kind of keeps it in place. And I think that's kind of lazy and stupid. And again, they didn't give him any foot pegs or anything for the saddle area. And again, it is a nicely, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you know, the eyes are not, I don't think the eyes are painted. I think they're kind of like laser sculpted on, like almost like a sticker, because the way the eyes look on He-Man himself. It took me a while when it first came out. I didn't like the way it looked, just because I was just getting over the of me selling my regular line that my boy Dave still collects. But the more I look at it, I'm like, I do like, I mean, the flesh tones and stuff are nice. I mean, they could have added a lot more wash and did a little bit better detailing with the sculpt, but they kind of gave him like a real flesh tone type of look, skin tone and stuff. He just has like a regular basic, and they went very light in certain areas, but they didn't really give him enough colors around the nose, the lips, the cheekbone and stuff like that. But you know, for a figure that's around $20, what do you expect? And, you know, it is Mattel. Not taking nothing away from Mattel, like I said. I think Mattel wrestling figures are badass. I think it's the best since LJN and Hasbro. I never liked Jack Pacifics too much. I always thought they were too over-exaggerated. You shouldn't have Big Show and Rey Mysterio Jr. the same fucking size. I'm sorry, you know. And Mattel, everybody, if a guy is slim in real life and tall or slim and short, they make the figures as accurate as possible. And that's why I like the Mattel stuff out of, you know, the modern stuff. But, you know, again, this figure is actually pretty cool. The Faker He-Man, the problems I have with the Faker He-Man is they gave you an all-metal face, a regular He-Man face with like demonized type eyes. And then they give you like a half He-Man, Faker He-Man face. And they gave you a regular cybernetic He-Man, like half metallic, half flesh, and it made no sense. It's like, why give you a regular He-Man head then, if you don't have any, if they didn't give any parts to make the Faker He-Man complete? Like, that's the whole point. It's like, you know, it's just stupid. I thought it was like real sloppy and stupid, especially considering that the Faker He-Man goes for more than the basic Revelation figures. Again, you know, this Battle Cat does have some nice weight to him. He has a lot of really good articulation, and you can put him in some really nice stances or stance, which you can still do, but not really with the regular Battle Cat. But being that they gave him so much articulation, they should have gave him a wired tail. I'm not gonna say articulated, just due to the fact that it will look stupid. But they could have gave him like that rubbery wire. I mean, they don't have to, because this is still pretty okay. But, you know, he wasn't cheap neither. You know, he still costs a little bit more than what the figures cost. You know, and again, I mean, look how He-Man sits. I mean, he doesn't sit bad, but again, for 2021, like, these toy lines need to stop these cutting corners and saying, oh well, fuck it. You know, this is what happens when you send shit over to China. I mean, these people make fucking plastic rice, for God's sake. They take rats and cut rats apart, rinse them off, and take the flesh off of rats and put it in fucking, and put it and call it, you know what I'm saying, call it roast pork and shit. Like, these people are disgusting. They eat fucking bats and frogs, pickled, like, they're disgusting. They're fucking disgusting. And it's like, when you paying people a nickel on a dollar, a nickel on a fucking dollar, and then they have software and computers to emulate all this stuff for your big companies, why you think they're not going to be smart enough to take copies of your programs, take a whole bunch of your material, and then you get mad if they bootleg shit? What the fuck you expect? I mean, you know, you're leaving everything to them, to where the supervisors, managers, and everybody else who work for these companies, they got people who take stuff out these damn factories. They making copies. They're making copies of this. You know, like you give them all the fucking tools to rob you. In a country where none of this shit is sanctioned. In a country where you guys giving them all the power to be able to do all this shit. Like, what do you expect? And then you get mad because bootlegging is on the rise. Like, it's crazy. You can't give somebody the tools, and then when they use the tools, you get upset because you're not really taking care of them. Like, what do you expect, man? Anyway, this video's going on long enough. Gotta go.